Disney's The Lion King. The Lion King. It was a special day in the Pride Lands. As the sun rose over the dusty African plain, animals of every kind journeyed to Pride Rock, home of the mighty Lion King. The animals were honoring Simba, the newborn lion cub of King Mufasa and Queen Sarabi. One day the tiny cub would become the next Lion King. At the presentation ceremony, a wise baboon named Rafiki stood atop Pride Rock and held up the cub for all to see. The animals bowed to their future king. But Scar, the king's jealous brother, was there because he wanted to be next king. King Mufasa was angry that his brother had skipped the ceremony. Afterward, Mufasa and a loyal bird named Zazu found Scar. But Scar didn't seem sorry at all and walked away. "Don't turn your back on me," Mufasa growled. "Perhaps you shouldn't turn your back on me," answered Scar. Young Simba grew quickly. The playful cub wanted to be just like his dad. Simba thought his father was a very brave. Whenever hyenas entered the Pride Lands, it was Mufasa's duty to protect the other animals by chasing away the savage hyenas. Early one morning, Mufasa took Simba to the top of the Pride Rock. As the sun rose, Mufasa explained, "The circle of life never stops turning. One day the sun will set on my time as ruler and rise with you as a king. Then everything the light touches will be yours." Mufasa also warned Simba never to go to the shadow place. Later, Simba asked his Uncle Scar about the shadowy place, the elephant graveyard. "Only the bravest lions go to the elephant graveyard," Scar told him, knowing the cub would go there to prove his bravery. Scar didn't tell him about the dangers because he didn't want Simba to return. Just as Scar thought, Simba and his best friend, a girl cub named Nayla, slipped off to explore the spooky elephant graveyard. They found it filled with hungry hyenas. Luckily, Zazu alerted Mufasa. The great Lion King chased the hyenas away. After Zazu took Nala home, Mufasa talked to Simba about what being brave really meant. A wise king didn't go looking for trouble. Mufasa looked up at the starry sky. "The great kings of the past looked down on us from those stars," he said. "So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you, and so will I." Soon after, Scar had another evil idea. He told Simba to wait at the bottom of the rocky gorge. "Your father has a big surprise for you," he lied to the cub. It was a trap. Scar had some hyenas cause a wild beast stampede. Simba climbed a tree to escape the pounding hooves, but he couldn't hold on. Mufasa arrived and saved Simba, but he struggled to climb out of the gorge himself and called out for the Scar for help. Instead of helping, Scar pushed his brother down into the stampede. Simba didn't see what had happened. When all was quiet, the cub rushed to his father's side. Dead, "Come on, you gotta get up," he said. But Mufasa would never rise again. Then Scar appeared. "Simba, what have you done?" he asked. Scar's words made Simba think everything was his fault. "What should I do?" the confused cub asked. "Run away," growled Scar. As the cub ran, hyenas chased him. To escape, Simba jumped into a thicket of thorns at the edge of the desert. Luckily, Simba was rescued by Tamoon and a mercat, and Pumbaa, a warhog. They brought the cub to their jungle home. "Where are you from, kid?" asked Tamoon. "It doesn't matter. I can't go back," Simba replied sadly. "You got to put the past behind you." Tamoon told him, "Hakuna Matata. It means no worries." These words, the words Tamoon and Pumbaa lived by. "And here's what we live on," Tamoon told him, showing Simba some colorful bugs. Pumbaa ate one with a slurp. "Slimy, but satisfying," promised Pumbaa. Simba eyed his next meal and then quickly swallowed the itchy insect. "Slimy, but satisfying," he repeated. Simba loved living with Tamoon and Pumbaa. As the days passed, the little cub grew to a big lion like his father. Yet, Simba never forgot about the Pride Lands. Looking up at the stars one night, Simba remembered what his father had told him. Were the great kings of the past looking down on him? Simba wasn't sure. One day, Pumbaa found himself being chased by a hungry lioness. Tamoon tried to save his friend, but it was Simba who came to the rescue. To Simba's surprise, the lioness was his old friend Nala. Simba was happy to see her. Nala explained that everyone thought Simba was dead. Scar now ruled with his hyenas. But Scar was a terrible king, and the Pride Lands had become a terrible place. The herds were gone, and there was no food or water. Nala told Simba he needed to return and save the Pride Lands because he was the rightful king. "I'm no king," Simba told her. But not that night, Rafiki visited Simba. As they looked up to the stars, the young lion heard echoes of his father's voice. "You must take your place in the circle of life," the voice told him. "You are my son and the one true king." His father's words gave Simba courage. Though he still believed he was responsible for his father's death, Simba bravely returned to the Pride Rock. At Pride Rock, Scar was blaming Sarabi for the lack of food. Even the hyenas were unhappy and very, very hungry. Then Simba arrived and let out a roar. Scar stared. "Mufasa, I can't be. You're dead," he explained. But Sarabi recognized her son, Simba. She said softly, "I've came to take my place as king," Simba told Scar. But Scar and the hyenas would not back down without a fight. Nala, Tamoon, Pumbaa bravely helped Simba and Sarabi battle Scar and the hyenas. During the fight, Scar admitted that he had caused Mufasa's death, not Simba. Now Simba knew the truth. Simba sent Scar flying into the mob of hyenas. Thought Scar had ruled with them. Though Scar ruled with him, the very hungry hyenas were not very loyal subjects. With Scar gone, the rest of the hyenas fled the Pride Lands. The sun peeked through the clouds as Simba took his rightful place as king. With Nala by his side as queen, the Pride Land soon became lush, green, and happy again. It's time Simba and Nala watched as their own tiny cub was presented on the Pride Rock. The circle of life was turning once again. Fly away. Zazu helped Mufasa keep an eye on the Pride Lands, try to spot things as Zazu did, by looking back through the book and finding the scenes below. The end.